Let's rewind. January 2020. Harry and Meghan stunned the world by stepping back from royal duties. They called it a search for a progressive new role. The press called it Megxit. They packed up, crossed the Atlantic, and landed in Montecito, California, a gated paradise for celebrities, tucked away from paparazzi and, they hoped, away from royal pressure. The deals came fast. A reported $100 million Netflix agreement, a Spotify podcast deal, a tell-all Oprah interview watched by 50 million people. For a moment, it looked like the fairy tale had simply changed continents. But behind the glossy magazine covers, cracks were already forming. And according to new reporting, those cracks have turned into something much bigger. Fast forward a few years. The Spotify deal collapsed. The Netflix contract was reportedly downsized. Meghan's as-ever lifestyle brand launched to mixed reviews and website glitches that went viral for all the wrong reasons. And in the UK, the numbers tell their own story. A recent YouGov favorability tracker put Meghan's approval rating among Britons at just 19%, an unprecedented low point for the Duchess since tracking began. Meanwhile, on the other side of the pond, a source has now made a striking claim. The American dream is cooling, and Meghan feels an outcast status as well. So if America isn't the paradise it was sold as, where does that leave them? The answer might surprise you, because the pull they're feeling isn't just about missing home. It's about survival. According to a friend of Prince Harry's, speaking to a British outlet, there is now definitely a feeling in his camp that he has started to feel a bit unwelcome in America. The source described it as an increasing and significant shift in sentiment, the sense that the so-called American dream might not be all that it was cracked up to be. Remember, Meghan hasn't set foot in Britain since September 2022, when she attended Queen Elizabeth II's funeral. That's nearly 4 years of staying away, while Harry has quietly made solo trips back to his homeland, one after another. Why solo? Officially, it's about scheduling, but insiders paint a very different picture. One of a couple slowly splitting their lives between 2 continents, and neither one feeling fully at home in either. And here's where it gets complicated. Because coming home isn't as simple as booking a flight. There's one enormous obstacle standing in their way, and it's a fight that's been raging for years. In 2020, Harry lost his automatic right to taxpayer-funded armed police protection when he stepped back from royal duties. He took the government to court to get it back, and in May 2025, he lost that appeal too, calling the result a good old-fashioned establishment stitch-up. According to reporting, Harry formally requested a fresh review from RAVEC, the committee that decides who gets government protection in the UK. That review reportedly examined new intelligence, including a frightening incident in September 2025 when a woman reportedly gained close physical access to Harry at a public engagement, with a second close call only prevented by a private security guard stepping in. By January 2026, sources briefed on the process suggested the committee had concluded Harry now meets the threshold for full protective coverage. Palace insiders were quick to insist they have no power to interfere, with one aide stating plainly, "The palace has no such powers within RAVEC." In late June 2026, Harry announced a family trip to the UK, timed around the 1-year countdown to the 2027 Invictus Games in Birmingham. This was supposed to be the moment, Meghan and the children joining him, the family's first trip to Britain together since 2022. But within hours, everything changed. Harry was told his application for a police protection package for the visit had been refused. Taxpayer-funded protection would only cover him while inside a royal residence. Everywhere else, he'd be relying on the private security his family brings from California. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. Because just weeks later, everything Harry had been fighting for, and something the entire family thought was buried forever, came roaring back into the headlines. Despite the security setback, Harry didn't leave Britain empty-handed. He made a private stop at Highgrove, King Charles's country estate, for what insiders are calling a genuine family reunion. Charles, Camilla, Harry, and reportedly Meghan and the children too, at least for part of the trip, spent time together in a setting away from cameras and royal protocol. One person notably absent from that reunion, Prince William. For a family that has spent years locked in silence, headlines, and legal battles, a reunion like this, however brief, sent a signal. Maybe the door isn't just cracking open because of security paperwork. Maybe it's cracking open because, deep down, this family still wants to find its way back to each other. According to a source, the pull toward Britain hasn't faded. It's grown stronger. As one insider put it, England is where Harry's heart has always lain. The same source acknowledged the couple's American ventures had real wins, a Netflix deal that's not nothing, but insisted that underneath the success, something is missing. Royal commentators have floated a range of theories, everything from the family building a home in Portugal as a foot on the right side of the pond, to speculation that recent developments involving Prince Andrew have shifted how Meghan thinks about her image in Britain. None of this is confirmed. All of it is reported speculation from sources close to the situation, and it should be treated that way. What is confirmed is this. The security review remains unresolved. Meghan hasn't set foot on British soil in almost 4 years, and public opinion in the UK toward the couple remains deeply divided. Mark this date, 2027. That's when the Invictus Games return to Birmingham, an event Harry founded, and one that gives him a legitimate, non-royal reason to be back on British soil again and again in the lead-up. Every visit between now and then is a test of security arrangements, a test of public opinion, and, many believe, a test of whether this family can rebuild something real before it's too late. Some royal watchers believe the throne itself is watching closely.